Today marks about 45 days or 1,080 hours from the start of the BTC Carifta Games 2013. The Carifta Games will be held in Nassau, March 29th to April the 1st. The Carifta Games has been determined by the IWF President, Mr. Lamine Diak, as the premier junior championship meet of its kind anywhere in the world. And for President Diak to say so, he should know. President Diak first visited the Bahamas in 2002 and was our guest at these games. And because of the performance of the games, he indicated that his schedule will always permit him, where practical and possible, to attend these games because of the sheer magnitude of the games. Most of our athletes from this region are products of the Carifta Games. I speak of the Usain Bolt, I speak of the Obadeli Thompsons, but I speak more specifically of our very own Golden Girls, such as Pauline David Thompson, Debbie Ferguson, and most recently, Anthony Strawn, as well as our Golden Knights. So the Carifta Games has been a staging ground for future Olympians. These games are very costly undertaking, and it cannot be possible without the support of Corporate Bahamas. We have made a plea to Corporate Bahamas on any number of occasions, and I am pleased to say this morning that Atlantis has heeded our call, and as such has joined us once again as one of our corporate sponsors to support our efforts of these games. And so we take this opportunity this morning to say thank you to Atlantis on behalf of the LOC, the athletes, the coaches, and indeed the Bahamian people, that Atlantis has heard our plea and that once again, as a good corporate citizen, came on board to sponsor these games as a bronze partner of these games. And so I want to thank Atlantis Ed Fields for the support that he's given us throughout the years, and the executive and management of Atlantis for coming forward and helping to ease the burden of the 2013 BTC Carifta Games. I want to thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Mike and Basil and Linda. And by the way, Mike, I don't know if you know, today is the birthday of one of the Golden Girls. I don't know if you knew that. Eldise Clark. So that's how much I keep on top of things. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're very happy to be bronze sponsors. This is a magnificent venue. We're looking out onto the field where one of the local high schools actually is having a track meet, and it really kind of ties in with the kind of thing that we are wanting to be a part of, and that is development of our youth. I think we all acknowledge that there are quite a few problems facing our country, and we know that when our youth is engaged in activities such as this, these folks don't go astray. You probably have records, Mike, Linda, Basil, of kids who are involved in these activities, and you probably can't find too many kids who have been involved in these type of activities who've gone astray, that they're disciplined, they get opportunities to go off to college and to get an education, and this is what we as a collective, both in the public-private sector and of course sporting organizations such as yourself, can only hope to promote. So on behalf of Atlantis, again, we are extremely, I suppose, privileged to be a part of this effort, because at the end of the day, it only makes our country stronger and better. So thank you for inviting us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity, and we will continue to support you in the future.
First, allow me to say that after 4 months of planning, we're happy to report that just about everything is in place. Categorically, we have assembled a dynamic and very productive organizing team. We've gotten the support of the government and the National Sports Authority for the use of the stadium and so many other areas of support. The word that this is going to be the best Carifta ever has spread around the world. In the Secretariat, we get requests every day for tickets, accommodations. I'm informed that some 75 coaches are coming from the United States to look at our athletes. We have registration from 22 countries in the Caribbean already for participation. We had anticipated numbers of 500,000 athletes. 500 athletes, we've way exceeded that. The number of officials that are coming, we're looking at 100 now, it's over 160. In terms of the supporters from different countries. The response on the request for accommodations and tickets has been overwhelming. This is to suggest that these games are going to be, fantastic. We report that transportation is in place, accommodations is in place, even though that was a great challenge. Everything is falling into place. And because and the opening ceremony is going to be off the chain as usual. Well, as a matter of fact, it's going to be better than usual. We plan a fantastic show for the opening. Because this is going to be such a great effort on our part, the finance was, the finance is very serious, and we depended and continue to depend on the corporate sponsorship to make this a success. And this is why when Atlantis comes through for us, it makes life so much easier. And we're grateful to Atlantis. There is still need for more sponsorship. So my position is to extend this appeal even further. But on this occasion, we recognize Atlantis not just for their contribution to this particular effort, but for their contribution to charities in the past. When I can easily reflect on that for their contribution to the success of Special Olympics over the many years, and many of the other local organizations, charities that they have, supported. So, again, thank you to the public who continue to support this. We're continuing to appeal to them to be sponsors at all levels. Everybody who participates in this sponsorship will be recognized, and I think you'll be proud to be a part of this great event that we're having here at Easter. It has not been difficult getting sponsorship. We promoted this as an event that everyone should be proud of and privileged to be a part of. And we have extended this invitation to sponsorship to the whole community, even the schools. Not just the large sponsors, the title sponsors, the gold sponsors, but everyone. Even with the $100, we will recognize you as a proud sponsor of Carifta 2013.
What about volunteers? Because I saw a doctor was asking the other day for more volunteers to come on board.
We've had a strong influx of volunteers, and what's going to make this great? Every volunteer is going to be trained. Everybody is going to know what they're doing. So we have a strong volunteer committee, and they're well into their preparation.
I know Atlantis intends financial. What is going to be Atlantis' role in
Well, I mean, all we can do is to continue to be a part of the collective. We have obviously offered our financial support, and if indeed any of our staff or anyone who wants to become a volunteer, we'd be willing to make sure that they know who to contact, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just here to, besides that, it's a great community event. I mean, we're going to have for the first time, I think, the use of the stadium for this this type of event. And it's going to be good to come out and see the community come out and really enjoy this event. And I'd like to just say, we should be proud of these facilities that we now have, and we should focus on how we keep them. And the public that comes out to enjoy these events should be really focused on making sure that they treat the facility with respect, put the garbage where they're supposed to put it. Just show people, because we're going to be, from what I obviously understand, Carifta, it's an international or at least a regional event, and we're going to be showing ourselves off to the rest of the region, and so we should show ourselves off in a really grand manner.
And Mr. Sands, with this being the Bahamas and everybody wants to come to the Bahamas, and the pressure from the president already saying this should be the best games ever, is there pressure on the beach race to make sure that these are the best games ever and it runs smoothly?
Well, there's always a pressure. What is important is that we put on a first-class event, and the minister, no less of a person, have said, if you look at the commercials and stuff, that these would be the best games ever. And so it is our intention to ensure that these are the best games. You'd have heard Basil mention that there are 22 countries thus far that have indicated their intentions to be here. That is out of a maximum number of 26 countries. And so we're just waiting for 4 more countries and 500 plus athletes to show up for the event. And so all the plans are being put in place in anticipation of welcoming our guests. We expect a large contingent of foreign persons. For example, Bermuda, family and friends have indicated they want some 150 tickets. Our dear friends to the South Jamaica said they want 5,000 tickets. So we've got a number of persons, and you heard Basil mention the coaches. This is a one-stop shop for U.S. coaches in recruiting because all the best of the Caribbean will be in one place. And so we're looking forward to entertaining those persons. And as Ed indicated, I take this opportunity to implore the athletes, the coaches, and the general public that are using the facilities now to work with the NSA, because at the end of the day, we want to make their work a little bit less burdensome. It's going to be 2-day sessions, and so at the end of the day, Friday afternoon is the opening ceremonies, and then they have to clean the facility for Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon they have to clean it for Saturday evening. And so there's a lot of work that's going to take place, but we need to work together in a spirit of cooperation to ensure that the games are a successful games. And so we don't want our visitors to leave here and say, boy, the stadium was nasty or persons were rude or whatever. We are welcoming a whole lot of persons to our country. I just want to add real quickly what Ed said about members of his staff over there. The accommodations is headed by Mr. Jane Albury, who is a senior member of the Atlantis staff, along with some other persons that are working with him. And so they are contributing already to the manpower resources that is needed. And so it is a collective national effort. While it's a B3A's host, it is a national event, and as such, all hands on deck makes the load lighter.
About, I guess, some of the amenities around the stadium, will those be in order before the meet gets started? I mean, what's the time frame on that?
Well, we're satisfied. We're the host, and the NSA is also a host. We're satisfied that the efforts being given and undertaken by the NSA along to the Ministry of Sports and the government by extension, that you invite someone to your house for a party, that all things will be in order. Our focus is to ensure that the event goes off in a first-class track meet, and I am sure that the NSA is very, very mindful, because there's constant dialogue. As a matter of fact, you'll note that the Secretary's office is only a few feet down the hall, and so there's constant dialogue and communication with us and them to ensure that the facility is at a state of readiness.
Going into the next 5-6 weeks, that the voice on the ground so far is very low. What are we doing to try to increase the awareness of what is actually taking place? Persons even asked me up in the yesterday, are we actually hosting Carifta? Well,
when you say the voice is low, I know we have a massive media campaign, and I'm hearing it repeatedly on all the airwaves and everything else. So, we will continue to, pump up the volume, as they say, and it's up to persons like you all to work with us in that effort, because the campaign is on, the bulletin boards are up. We expect to put more bulletin boards up. School visits are taking place. Public service announcements will be taking place. And so, as I said, we have 45 days to go. And I'm hearing it, so I'm not so sure what persons are not hearing it. I hear my friends on the radio every morning, so I'm not so sure who's not hearing it. But I think that the wide audience of the Bahamas is hearing it, and we will continue, because we want to ensure that we have an overflow of persons. And
there's lots of parking.
Yes, lots of parking. And just to be sure, we'll make you, so you understand that the morning sessions will be free, especially we're looking at, we have a special adopted school kids program, but at the end of the day, we're doing everything possible. Tickets are already online, so persons can purchase tickets online. And so we're doing everything possible to ensure that these are the best games ever.
We have hosted the Carifta Games for 6 times. We have hosted quite a number of other competitions, from the Senior CAC on 2 occasions, the Junior Pan Am Championships, the Junior CAC Championships, and we've also hosted some international meets. We have collectively, in our organizing committee, people who have done it, who know how to do it. I understand that we haven't had Carifta since 2002, but we had the Senior CAC in 2005. And at the Senior CAC in 2005, we were able to give incentive prizes for the athletes, $150-something, $160,000. It had never been done in the history. Our budget was about $970,000. So we were able to do it. And we are sure that we're able to do it now with the people that we have. And I think that the difference would be in the people coming to the Bahamas. Other than the beautiful Bahamas that they always love, is the stadium. And that's what will set the whole thing apart.
And just for the record, we've coined the stadium the jewel of the Caribbean. So, I think a lot of persons are going to be coming to appreciate. We like new things. So us as Bahamians also going to enjoy these new facilities.
Yes.
It's an certified.
Oh, wonderful.